Our next story tonight is about Manipur, a state in India racked by ethnic violence. For months now, it has witnessed several cycles of unrest. 48 hours back, there was another major flare-up, this time in Imphal, the state's capital. On Tuesday and Wednesday, there were multiple protests in Imphal. Why? Over the murder of two local students. Let me give you some context. The two students in question are from the Meitei community. 3 months back, they went missing under mysterious circumstances. On Tuesday, photographs of the two students surfaced on social media. The photos showed the students sitting in a green outdoor area while two men carrying arms were seen standing behind them. The students are now presumed to be dead. This led to demonstrations. Hundreds of students, mainly from the Meitei community, hit the streets. The protests were initially restricted to chanting slogans and staging sit-ins. But on Wednesday evening, they took a violent turn. The protesters started clashing with security personnel, prompting forces to fire several rounds of tear gas shells. The protesters also blocked roads with burning tires, boulders and iron pipes. A mob also vandalized the office of the Deputy Commissioner and torched several four-wheelers nearby. An office of the BJP in the city's Thobal district was also set on fire. A mob also tried to march towards the Chief Minister's residence but was intercepted. Scores of demonstrators and security personnel were injured in the ensuing clashes. In a nutshell, it was absolute anarchy. There's no other word for it. Given the state of affairs, the Manipur government and central authorities had to take some concrete steps. They extended the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, or AFSPA, by 6 months. The ban on mobile internet services was also reimposed, and a curfew has now been put in place in several parts of the city. Several districts of Arunachal Pradesh have also been declared as disturbed areas. Besides this, a team of the Central Bureau of Investigation, the CBI, has also landed in Imphal. This team will help local officials further expedite the investigation. The Central Reserve Police Force, or the CRPF, has also been asked to provide security to the CBI team, while the central government has vowed that perpetrators of the heinous acts will not be spared. Now, here's the thing. Protesting against injustice is one thing. Demonstrating against your missing friends is one thing. But taking the law in your hands, running riot on the streets, not only undermines the cause that you're fighting for, but also it kind of turns the narrative against you completely. The point I'm trying to make is quite simple. Violence can never be the answer to fight violence. Inflicting violence is not a democratic right. It serves no cause whatsoever, does right by no one, and achieves only one thing: loss of life and destruction. You see, what's going on in Manipur seems like a classic tale of an eye for an eye. The fight is between two communities, but some elements on both sides are trying to hijack the narrative. They're indulging in barbarity, letting their state, their own land, slip into anarchy. If anything, this is giving the international media an opportunity to peddle their own agenda, their own narrative on the situation, to sell their own version of the story without understanding the reality, the intricacy of what's happening on ground. India is trying its best to counter this narrative. Earlier today, a Christian social activist from Mizoram told the United Nations that the narratives peddled by the international media on Manipur had no ground or basis. She said that during a general debate at the 54th session of the UN Human Rights Council. Allow me now to quote her exact statement. The present conflict needs to be seen through the prism of complex ethnic relationships. One of the main reasons for this conflict is over land rights, controls and ownership of land between the two communities. Therefore, as the narratives peddled by international media have been put, that the Manipur conflict is of a religious nature holds no ground. She goes on to implore the body to see the conflict in Manipur for what it is and not peddle some foreign agenda. It couldn't be put more aptly. Manipur, by all means, is still dealing with the scars of the legacy that the British left us. Their policy of divide and rule, which continues to manifest itself to this day.
WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.